Hello, and welcome to this week's session of Pendragon, but not as you know it. Today we'll be having a special story, different to the one that we are used to. Not one involving swords of victory, but instead one dealing with a single night of dread. I think with that, we can probably jump right into it. Unless people would like to do introductions beforehand, we can do it afterwards.
I think we just add a slight bit. Mark will be your host and game master for the night. And maybe real quick intros, because we're mixing a couple of games here.
I think that worked.
Yeah, so I'm Bob, I'm normally GM, and I'm a player tonight playing Sir Robert of Gigant.
All right, I'll go next. I'm Rebecca. I'm normally in the Tuesday night game, Gathering of Branches, but I'll be playing my same character, Owen. Lady Owen, if some upset.
And that leaves me last, I suppose. Hi, everybody. I'm Liam. I am Sir Dallin of Durnford tonight. My character from the prologue makes a brief return this evening, and I'm very excited. I've been real excited for this for a while, so let's get into it.
All right. And as Bob said before, I am Mark, and I will be your game master for today. And I think with that, we can begin. It is the 5th century. The beginning of the century, the island of England was plagued with raiders from Ireland, Saxon invaders, and Pictish raiders from the north. They sent out a call to Rome, pleading for aid. And Rome responded, telling them to look inwards for support. They say that this was the last time that any Briton called Rome home. And thenceforth, they were the people of Britain. And this is indeed their story. We find ourselves in the reign of Uther, in the year 485. His 5th year of reign after the death of his brother, as the Saxons continue to prove problematic, raiding not only the lands of Logres proper, but also lands of Kent and South Saxony. We also find the northern part of the kingdom suffering. The kingdom Malat continues to reign force. In the past year, Logres has suffered a great many loss of knights. But now they look to recover and turn this recent moment against the Saxons, pushing them out of the land once and for all. Now I'm sure you may be asking, this sounds mighty similar to a story we've already heard before. But I can promise you this isn't, for this is a much more darker and more terrifying tale. For you see, in death and war, there is chaos. And in chaos, there is darkness. Speaking of which, we start with a muddy path. In the quiet of dusk, the only sound in the night is the racing of a horse's hooves. Upon its back, a bearded knight with hazel hair, desperately gripping the reins of his horse with one hand, as he holds a deep wound in his stomach with the other. Blood droplets spill forth from his gut, falling from the leather of his saddle, down to the mud below. Mortal fear marks the knight's face as he rides off into the growing night. We then find ourselves moving to a different scene, one far more pleasant. Slightly before dusk, at the fine manor of Wylye. That's Wylye, the home of Lord Alad. It is at this residence a feast has been called, an event to unify the people of both. Hold on. Well, unify the people of Logris, though more specifically, those of Salisbury and Somerset. For you see, there has been some issues between the two, I suppose you could say. Nonetheless, many knights and ladies have been sent an invitation to this residence, a place where they may be able to break bread and meet as friends, united under a single king. Is at this point we focus on several riders who arrive at the stables of this manor. Why don't we start with dear old Robert as he rides in to the manor's home?
All right. So Robert is a man of, well, size for a Pict, anyways. Typically, his people are small. He'd be considered damn near a giant for those from Scotland this time. But for him, he fits in with most of the Logris knights. He wears a pretty earnest smile, a nice thick beard, which is traditionally brown, though going more gray than brown as he ages into the year of 40 and 3. He has at his side his shield, his sword, and a mace, his favorite weapon.
Smash.
Yeah. He is drunk a bit while he's riding, one of his favorite things to partake in. He isn't altogether indulgent, but he is famously worldly, paying little heed to the spiritualism, though claiming he is not a hedonist, as most of the Picts are looked down for. And with that, Robert continues forward.
All right. At which point, Robert, as you arrive at the stable, you notice, not far off in the distance, a number of other riders heading your way, seemingly to the same location as you. Among these riders is a lady of quite beauty. Olwen, would you like to describe yourself?
Right. Owen is a lady that is exceptionally beautiful, and long, flowing, curly red hair, freckles, piercing green eyes, and flowing green gown with green accoutrement and embroidery. Very cheerful and carefree smile adorns her face. She's a bit nervous about the whole thing, really. It's not sure what to expect. Entering her feast thrown by King Uther. King Uther. Ugh. Guess she'll have to open with an open mind. She's laughing and giggling and conversing with whoever will converse with her.
All right. And of note, you find yourself riding with three others. One, a lady such as yourself, and two knights. The two knights are Sir Selwyn, a dark-haired man with a blue eyes, slightly dull. As well, another knight, though this one bearded and slightly lighter, darker hair. More of almost like a deep brown. And that one is Sir Liam. Riding with them, along with you, is Lady Dalwyn, who you would know happens to be the twin sister of Sir Selwyn.
Oh, twins, you say?
Twins.
Indeed. This just happens to be the parties of Somerset that has made their way towards this event. As they look over towards the stables where Sir Robert is waiting, they look up. The one with the beard hails you, talking out, seemingly riding ahead of the rest. Hail, sir! It is a pleasure to meet you. I imagine you are here for the same reasons as us.
I am. I rode east from Gigant. I'm a friend of this manor. My name is Sir Robert. It's a pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure, Sir Robert. I am Sir Lear, and these are my company.
No.
Can I make a recognize roll? Is there any? Do I?
Yes,
know
of
the name?
course. You can make a recognize roll. The same can be done for all one, if you would like to figure out who this person is.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna totally succeed. I got a 3, so this is gonna work out.
Ooh. No
Yeah,
idea.
buddy.
Yeah. Looking at strangers.
Yeah.
No idea.
Excuse me, sir. If I can ask, where do you hail from?
We are of Somerset.
Ah, Somerset. Well, we're all guests here, right?
Indeed.
Something that all the Somersets inns managed to say at the same time. It's at this point, another group of figures have begun riding their way towards the stable. A number of knights, as well as a lady. However, at the front of the pack is a famed knight, in fact, in this area. So, Dalen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Darling.
Is Dalen there?
Oh, sorry, I cut out for some reason. I couldn't hear you.
No.
Say again?
I was just describing as Sir Dalen had begun riding up with his companion.
Perfect. Yes. As Dallin starts to approach, they have got this pretty vibrant red hair that flows down to their shoulders. Pretty gnarly scar that goes across from their eyebrow to the bottom of their to about the midpoint of their cheek. It looks like it was at one point a pretty grievous injury. It's dulled a lot by now, but it is still a mark that's pretty clear on him. Boyish features and very carefully carried. You can tell that there's a pretty strong level of confidence and a level of comfortability that they ride with. They're conversing pretty comfortably with the knights that they're riding with.
All right. I think with that, I shall also give a description of the knights that are accompanying you. Starting off with Sir Emir, another knight of Salisbury, with long brown hair, in fact similar to your own, though his features are much more angular, much sharper than yours. As well as Sir Martin, Sir Martin is a very sandy, blonde-haired man. Definitely sticks out among the pack. And there is also Lady Glenda. She herself is quite a quiet lady, hailing from a house relatively far off in Salisbury. And I think with that, those of you who have already arrived can see the pack riding forward, with Dallin at its head.
And then he threw the javelin, and it went straight through the man's arm, knocked him right off his horse. It was an incredible throw, but what was most interesting was it managed to pierce the chainmail despite the fact that, well, they had some of the finest armor I knew of at the time. Oh, and Dallin will notice Robert and kind of like, go on ahead, just a moment, and rides the horse over to Robert. So, Robert, it's been some time.
Sir Dallin? You still live?
I do, somehow.
Oh. It's good to see you. A bit of a surprise. I thought I heard rumors that you had passed and died fighting one of the kings up north.
Very nearly. We lost a dear friend in the conflict, but Gortrix and I managed to survive. He's the one now, you know.
Yeah, it fits him, honestly.
I'm inclined to agree. Still, it's good to see you in good health.
When you say that, you definitely notice a little bit of degrading. Like, he's showing his age now, moving into the year 40 and 3. He is starting to go gray. Looks a little more bent over than he did before. A little less. He's still broad-shouldered, but a little less girth to him. Both in,
right.
Well, let's say girth in the shoulders and chest is less so, and girth in the midsection is a little higher. Let's put it that way.
It's good to see you again.
Likewise.
We've lost a lot in recent conflicts. How's Cornwall, right?
Gigant. Yes, things are well enough. He kind of looks nervous when that's mentioned to the others, you know. Cornwall played a special part in the invasion themselves, and the Picts specifically of Gigant were the ones that led Gorlo to significant avoidance of all the fairies. So he keeps his mouth shut with that and tries to move on. Hey, sure looks warm inside. I think we should see to the others. I'm sure the host is waiting for us after all.
Tell me about it. I feel like my fingers are about to fall off.
Oh dear.
Alright. With that, as you are beginning to turn to make your way towards the manor, you would notice a couple of servants who have quickly made their way out of the large building, heading towards your direction. They look to you all, seemingly just looking around to get a good tell of how many people are here exactly as they go. Milords, miladies, the lady of the house is waiting for you to arrive. We see that you have. This way, we can take you to the ground hall where the feast will take place.
Robert will bow. Oh. And then continue on.
Thank you, kindly.
Appreciated much.
Right. With that, the servants lead you inside into what is a rather homely manor. Definitely one that is comes from a lineage of wealth and power. Eventually, you are taken into what is a large feasting hall, where tables have been set out, including a large table in the back. However, you notice at this point a lot of the chairs are empty. It seems to be a lot quieter than most of the feasts you've been to. There are a few other knights and ladies that are kind of dotted around, sitting in some few seats, maybe having a few quiet conversations. Definitely not as lively as feasts usually are.
Should we make our appearance rolls?
Indeed, you should.
Yeah. I am a go now, because I got hit in the face. Let's go.
You're not.
As a success, 9 out of 14.
Success.
No.
Oh no, Robert!
Buddy.
Oh my god. Oh, Robert.
Hey.
Damn.
God damn. Unfortunate.
So we got an above the salt. We got a
Can't help it.
near the salt.
I am at
And
3,400 glory, just for reference.
Four.
Well, Robert, why don't you give us another roll and we'll determine whether you're sitting on the floor.
Oh, buddy. Just don't fumble again.
Just don't
Oh,
fumble.
that was really close.
Yeah. You know what? Let's sit them below the salt. There's still some tables that are kind of empty, but some of the ones that are closer to salt have already filled up by this point. Robert, you simply find yourself lagging a little behind when it comes to taking your seat.
Oh, man.
All right. After a little bit of time, as you are awaiting the arrival of the Lord, you find the appearance of a older-looking lady, though certainly not completely left her prime. Beautiful, deep, dark hair, cut rather short, only going down to about the beginning of her neck. Deep bluish gray almost eyes that have a piercing intelligence to them. She does look as if her beauty may have faded over the years and not quite what she once was, but she certainly radiates a kind of power that only one born of this house could. She makes her way by, smiling politely towards all the guests, as she makes her way to the front table above, the Lord's table above the salt. She takes a moment to look around, clocking every once in a while each of you.
Talon just smiles gently.
Robert gives
Her
that
eyes.
smiling nod that, from the thumbs up meme. Like that.
Yeah.
That guy. That's
Owen.
basically what
Yeah,
he
yeah,
looks like.
yeah.
Yeah.
Owen's got kind of
Alright.
a bashful smile and a nervous chuckle.
Alright. At which point she moves to her feet as she looks around and goes, "Sirs and ladies, I welcome you to my home, and that of my lord brother, Elad. I wish to start off with an apology to you all. Lord Elad will not be available to partake with us this night, as he has been called off on an important business. I'm afraid there is not too much I can say in this matter. But I wish to welcome you all to this great feast and celebration. I had hoped by calling such a thing we might be able to unite the strengths of Logris. See, it is high time our histories have caused division amongst our people. Whether it be the division of faith or countenance. and indeed, in some cases, border disputes. I wish to help avail this, in a sense, bring peace to us all, at least in the best way that I can. So with this, I call this great feast of Samhain. Though, of course, some of you may not know what that is. Perhaps those of you of the pagan faiths would know it best. An ancient festival that was used in dedication to the warding of evil, I suppose I should say. A connection to the spirits of all. Now, of course, I do understand that we are a group of many different faiths. Some of pagan beliefs and others of pure Christian ones. It is for this reason I call this feast as a union between those two. And with the help of our local priest, Father Karen, as she gestures off towards another man who sits at the table, who kind of rises and gives a brief kind of head nod to everyone in a very regal, almost fashion. You can certainly tell this is a man of God. The Father has welcomed us with a blessing of both our Christian faiths and that of the old ones of this land. And what better way to celebrate a feast as we do? Well, with great wine, great food, and great company. With this, and you watch as there is a quick moment as a servant quickly runs into the room, stopping only for a moment as they realize they're causing a scuffle. Much of the attention turns towards them and away from the lady. Servant pauses, looking at you all for a moment, before slowly creeping across the edges of the room, making his way towards the lady and whispering something into her ear. The lady frowns for a moment, before looking up and going, "In any case, I hope we can all come together to celebrate this momentous occasion. A time of unity and of peace. However, if you may excuse me, there is something I need to take care of. But I shall be back in but a moment. Please eat, drink, to your heart's content." With that, she moves down from the raised table, quickly makes her way to one of the back rooms of the manor.
Well, that's exciting.
Wonder what that's about.
I think it is at this point we can begin the feast.
Yeah!
Feast, 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 feast.
Love
Hey.
a good feast.
What we
Guess
eating?
who's first,
What are
Owlin?
Oh no, that's me. And I don't have cards to save me.
Indeed.
I hate it. I hate it. I don't get to have any
Alright,
fun because I'm
everybody's
so hot.
looking at you when you're up on the wall. It's fine.
I think Olin is gonna do some intrigue. They're gonna
All right.
look around and be like, "Oh, does anyone know what that was about?"
It's a good question. Why don't you make an intrigue roll?
I'm gonna. And I get a modifier of 2 for being above the salt.
2 geniality, yep.
Cool. Success.
That's a success.
Hell yeah.
Nice. All right. With that success, as you're kind of mingling around, asking some questions, you find most of the guests seem as confused as you do. Not too much information there on that end. But as some of the servants come by and serve you your food and drink, you manage to ask them very quickly and kind of putting them on the spot, on the spot. They freeze for a moment and quickly blurt out an answer of, someone showed up on the doorstep of the manor. They seem quite injured.
Oh,
I do hope they're
yeah.
okay.
Oh, I'm sure somebody knows first aid or surgery. Why, they can certainly be of use.
I would imagine so, milady.
Is there anyone of that sort available?
I would have to ask the lady of the manor, I'm afraid.
I see. Well, in a pinch, I might be able to assist, if need be.
I see.
I'm okay at it.
Might just inform the lady of that. Thank you. I imagine she would be quite pleased with your willingness to help, if that is indeed what you're offering.
Cool, so what else would it be? We're
Right.
supposed to be working together, right? Well,
Indeed. Let me fetch you some more wine.
lovely.
You see the servant kind of scamper off, disappearing into the cloud of servants that move around, dispensing food and drink. All right. Is there anything else you want to do with that? All right. Then.
Sorry.
Next up, Dalen.
Is it Dallin's turn to do Dallin things?
It is.
Well, I will be 100% honest. Dallin, ever since the people above the salt started sitting down, has been having some troubles focusing. So they're actually gonna get up and kind of make their way over and introduce themselves to Lady Owlin. Excuse me.
Oh, hello?
Hello, my lady. My name is Sir Dallin. I'm from Salisbury County, Durnford Manor.
Oh, I see.
I know quite a few people who are here, but yours is not one face that I recognize. Where might you be from?
Currently, Summerlin?
I see. And your manor lord? Or your manor?
Well, it's Lady Gwynedd.
And you see Dallin's eyebrows kind of shoot up for a moment. Goes, Lady Gwynedd.
Aye.
I see. Then it's quite fortunate that I approached you.
Is it?
It is. I owe Lady Gwynedd a great debt of gratitude. She was very kind to me when I was captured in Summerland, when King Uther attacked.
Right.
Yes. Circumstances were complicated, and there's much I regret about those times, even more with each passing day. But the one thing that I don't regret is the time that I spent in her company. I imagine that... I hope that she treats you as well as she treated me.
Huh. Seems to have fondness for a certain type, I guess. And she kind of just gestures to the hair.
The redheads.
Yeah.
Uh,
Seems to treat me with a bit more favor than my companions. I mean, not that she's awful to mine, but I think that she notices me more, maybe? I don't know.
I think it just so happens that she's attracted to bright sparks.
Hey, post. Anyway.
Are you choking? Are you all right?
No, I'm fine. Just thank you for
So suddenly Dallin like realizes what they just said, and now they feel uncomfortable, and they I simply mean as a personality, as an asset. No.
It's all right. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. Please let me know if you need anything, and
Right.
he'll turn and walk away.
Yeah. Olin just like in the wine cup. Gagging at the wine,
Nice.
not at Talon.
All right, nice. I think with that, move over to Robert. What's Robert up to?
I think in honor of Mark running this, Robert's gonna have to pull a fuck me up card. I think that's
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Woo! That's fun for today.
the old
Hey.
pagan promise.
Hey.
Damn.
Happy Sinterklaas. No, what's it called?
Samhain.
Samhain. Yeah. There we go.
San Juan.
So
Sam Hine. One or the other. All right, what's this one do?
oh, I'm blessed by a pagan priest. Is that what it's saying?
It does.
I think so.
A pagan priest wishes to show his worth. He hopes that you will hire him afterwards as a part of your retinue. Keep this card. While you do, gain +5 for read, folklore, and religion rolls. You gain +1 geniality for each successful read, folklore, and religion roll. If you succeed on chaste, lazy, or selfish, the priest gets bored of you and leaves your company, and you must. He wants
All right.
you to. He wants you to fuck. He wants you to
Yeah.
be selfless, and he wants
What?
you to be happy about it.
Yeah, because pagans are fucking cool.
All right. Well, a pagan priest. I didn't originally have designs for a pagan priest, but fuck it, why not?
Yeah, man.
Guys,
Alright, so,
appeared out of thin air. Yeah.
Fuck
Like
it.
they do. Fucking magic shit.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Should we roll a random name?
Yeah. Let's roll a name. How do I do this, Bob? What am I doing?
I think Bob might have to do it for you.
Just click the button for you.
If you can, yeah.
We'll just ignore the rest and take the name. Actually, hold on.
Yeah.
I might be able to do it this way.
Will it allow us?
Running into issues.
Really?
Here, I'm just gonna do this.
It will not.
It's one of 100 names. There we go.
There we go. Affin.
All right.
He's a fan of you.
Oh God.
All right. All right. Have fun.
He's Affin.
If he's a pagan, he's a fin.
He's offing me up.
I think this is like Robert maybe not trying to piss off the Summerlin Knights that are here, so he's just like, oh yeah, sure. Because he is very not pagan for sure, and he's also not very religious to begin with. So.
All right. Well, I imagine you. Robert is one for drink, isn't he?
Yes.
I believe you're saying
I mean,
something
he's not high in indulgence, but this is because I got stuck that way. So
Yeah.
I think he has a taste for the drink. That's for sure.
All right. So let's say as you're kind of moving around the table to a place where the drink jug is kind of more central, finding yourself having to move back and forth quite a lot during the feast. You find yourself running to what is for you a very strangely dressed kind of looking man. Simple kind of robes seem kind of stained. With a few what look to be leaves that are interwoven within the lapel or cotton, whatever. Definitely seems like a bit more of a mess here. So kind of immediately clock as being, oh, this is like one of those druids or something like that. And he himself seems to be mid drink as you come over to him. kind of slamming down a cup of wine. He looks over and goes, "Hey, I think I've seen you before. You're Sir
Robert. Yeah,
Sir
that's
Robert.
me. Yeah.
You're the giant. Wait, no, you're from Giant. No. Gigant. That's it.
Yeah.
One of those
Yes.
Gigant men. Wow.
He-
What brings you all the way here?
Oh, I have friends in Salisbury. He motions to Sir Dallin.
Friend of Sir Dallin. You're an interesting one, Sir Robert.
Well,
I like you.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna make a courtesy roll, see how bad he botches it.
Right.
Oh, look at that critical.
Damn.
Yeah.
Courteous as fuck.
Yeah.
He goes, "Hey, why don't we take this judge over there and have a bit more of a conversation? I've heard you've been a part of some great stories and wars throughout your time in service, right?"
I've seen a few.
Well, come on, let's learn more about them, shan't I?
I'll wander over, and I'm gonna just test, and I added a directed trade of +5 for wine specifically for indulgent, so it makes sense.
All right, let's
'Cause
roll.
Otherwise, he's temperate. Yeah, he's. Do you want me to test it versus temperate, or is that good enough?
You can roll versus temperate. Might as well. Part of the system.
Okay, -5 for this. But indulgent wins out. Indulgent wins out.
Yep.
So he will. Yeah, I think he's going to get pretty drunk in this scenario.
All right.
And his stories start out really boring, but later on they start getting a little extreme.
All right. Nice. All right. Is at this point reach the end of the first round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me, does any of Robert's stories involve like fighting mystical shit?
Ooh. No, I don't think so.
Hell yeah, I'm still the reigning champion.
I don't know.
He'll keep out the conversations about Summerland and leading Duke Gorlaw into Summerland. Not the appropriate time for that.
Yeah, probably. That's for later.
Yeah. Well, I think in this case, as we reach the end of the round, let's just have a point where, as people are going around conversating, eating, drinking, do you three manage to find yourselves in the same conversation or running into each other?
Oh, Robert and Lady Howland. Sorry, I was just heading over to the pork.
Oh, right. I think there is some pork around tonight, perhaps, depending on
I assume
what exactly
so.
we're eating.
Yes, I'm not going to, speculate too further because I know it's somewhat difficult for certain people to
Indeed.
reach what they need to right now. But
Right.
Robert, have you met Lady Alwyn? Please.
Briefly? Not
Right.
officially.
I was muted, sorry. The first time they met, Owen was, she was part of the Summerlin group that he was trying to dodge past, let's just say. But now that he's a little drunk, I think he's gonna maybe look at her a little bit differently. We shall see. He is drunk, so yeah. Oh boy.
That's a fumble on lust, but also a fail on chase.
I think he's just gonna be a little like too friendly, but like not super creepy. Just kind of like, hey, He's like, yeah, I have. He like pats her on the back, probably too hard, in a way you'd greet a knight. You'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, milady. I Summerlin lady, right?
Right, yeah. Summerland I.
I was just telling Afrin, Adwin, this guy here,
Anyway.
a number of our stories. But you know, nothing about Summerland or anything. Anyways, how are you, Dallin?
Well, it's nice to be able to, well, spend some time in pleasant company. I haven't been attending many feasts lately. I've actually recently become my own manor lord. Just been spending a lot of time in Camelot Forest.
Forest? Dallin the Hermit? Is that what we call you now?
I'm somewhat trying to change that. I think it's a good spot. It could be a stronger outpost with a steady homestead, but for now it's just me. The last owner was murdered out there, so I'm taking extra precautions to try to keep myself from being alone, or at the very least being prepared.
Keep yourself from being prepared?
What?
Nothing. You said you taking great efforts to keep yourself from being alone. Or it's a joke. I do that far too often.
Right. Sorry. Anyway, yes, it's an honest living, and I have myself a position that I haven't had before. Well, I'm finding it somewhat difficult to adjust to. Perhaps you can come visit the property sometime, if you get the opportunity. I know it's not exactly close.
And that was to both, or what did that invitation?
That was
say?
to Robert.
Yeah.
Dallin is now like avoiding eye contact with Alan as much as possible.
Yeah. Robert says, I would love to. Absolutely. It is, it's been some time. And you yourself are, have grown quite a bit. When I first met you, you were snot-nosed young knight, glint of eye and glory, and recently come down with the claim of killing King Pascient and the Irish,
Hi.
if I recall.
I'm coated in considerably more blood than back then. Both friends and enemies. It's hard to remain unchanged.
That is for certain. They say the best knights don't live to old age. You know?
Well,
Lost many of friends.
then I would
And
be...
family.
Yes. Then I would be happy to drink to mediocrity tonight. If you'd be willing to join me.
He'll raise a glass
Right.
to that.
Owen will as well.
All right. At which point, as you do, sharing a glass with each other, and you would notice the servant that you saw before, that you had conversated with, make their way towards you, looking between all three of you for a moment before going. Lady Olwen, the lady would like to see you.
I see. If you'll excuse me for a moment. Jen?
Actually, Sir Dalen and Sir Robert, she wishes to see you both also.
Oh,
Oh,
I see. Certainly. We'll go right away.
Please, this way. With that, the
I
servant
was
turns
about
around.
to make that same roll. Might I, Bob? Or not Bob. Might I, Mark?
Yeah, you may. I'm Bob for today.
You're the
Uh,
Bob for today. It's so
Look at
deeply
me.
programmed.
I'm Bob now.
Yeah, something
Ooh.
is
Yeah, something's
wrong,
not
right?
right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, it's
I
fine.
guess I should test
It's
it
absolutely
first.
fine. I'm not suspicious because I made an offer earlier.
Robert is
Yeah.
drunk and completely not aware of anything being off. So he says, "Well, we should go talk to her then."
I
But I think with this, we can move you guys over to the manor map.
ooh.
Ooh. Oh, this is fancy.
Ooh.
Yes. You
Where do
start
I-
off over here in
Oh,
the Great
I'm
Hall.
scared.
Where do I do my tasks?
Mhm.
Oh, no.
All right, as you guys make your way over down the hall here, and are led to the drawing room, in which you see.
At some point, we need to return to this room.
I was gonna think of the same joke at some point.
There
Go
looks
back
to
the
be.
drawing room.
You see in here Lady Enid and off to the side, laying on what looks to be a rather large chair, the form of a bearded knight of hazel hair, who is currently laying on this. I'm trying to think of what they would have. It'd be like probably velvet.
Yeah, I know what
You
actually you're
are-
thinking. It's one of those painting chairs that's like
Yes,
half
exactly.
large. Yeah.
Mm. And he's kind of laying on it, and you can see that what he is sitting on is slowly being stained in a red liquid as he has his hand over his gut. He seems to be wearing his armor, but even with that, you can see what looks to be red that stains the metal and stains the leathers and cloth.
What happened here?
And that the lady looks over to you and goes, "Ah, good. You've arrived. I had hoped 3 of you might be of assistance to me. Sir Turkan just arrived only moments ago on horseback, but he was found like this."
That's
I see.
good.
Has he said who attacked him?
Unfortunately, I've barely been able to get a word out of him.
Have we
Um,
tried stitching the wounds up? Or
I have attempted to begin the process and fetched my handmaidens to get some proper tools and materials for cleaning his wound. But I must say, this is possibly beyond me. It
Wow.
looks almost as if the armor had been pierced by an arrow or something, but I'm not sure. I'd hoped that, you, Lady Owen, have told my servants that you are proficient in surgery,
I'm all
and I'd
right.
hope some experienced knights might be able to give me some more information.
Well, it would certainly be some kind of... It would be some kind of arrow if it pierced his armor. Though, why was he wearing it?
Armor?
I mean,
I mean,
this kind of party we usually wear...
And Dallin kind of gestures to the fact that they're not wearing anything super heavy, just kind of, feast clothing.
well, maybe you want it to look all shiny and new and impressive.
perhaps...
And Dallin kind of looks at Robert for input.
Or maybe this was not his intended place to arrive.
I think the same. So if he wasn't coming here, then where else was he going? Do you know any other important stops that might have been along the road?
Oh,
Pretty new.
was that a question to us or to the lady?
Oh, no, it's to the lady. Sorry.
Yeah.
Dallin turns to the lady and says,
I was gonna turn to FN. No. Folklore.
Oh.
Yeah.
I imagine you could make something up if you needed to. We're in non-canon land, baby.
Yeah, I was more gonna like give you guys a roll to see if you'd have the information.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Mark? So was I able to bring the pagan guy with me? And if so,
Yeah, no, he's with you. He's just
Woo!
kind of drunk behind you.
because I think
Maybe
I had a folklore of
bonus, yeah.
plus 10 or something like that. I could kind of turn.
Yeah.
That's true. Make a folklore roll.
Was it a plus 10? Was that what that card said? I think that's what that.
I think it was.
I think so.
Let me double check. We'll go with that. It's a plus 10.
I think it was quite
Fuck it.
high because I was like, wow. All right, so I'm gonna augment my really high score of 2 with a 10, and then we'll see how this goes.
All right.
Do we still get the
Still failed.
geniality from the feast, or is that not applicable right now?
It's not applicable right now. You're not in the feast. You've left that scene for now.
Hey,
Oh, wonderful.
appropriate. Actually, I'm not from here.
Nope, you got no idea. She would stop for a moment and go, "Perhaps he was traveling to the castle of Vagon. But in truth, I'm not really sure. If I had to guess from what my servants told me, he was, well, riding down from the north."
I see. Well, it might be wise to put together a few team of knights you trust, or maybe garrison knights. Send them north and send them to the this castle you're speaking of. Maybe they can get word from somebody about what might have happened to him.
Indeed. I'll have someone ride off. She kind of looks around out a window for a moment. She just goes, "Perhaps I'll have to do so in the morn, when there's more light out."
If you do, I would recommend that you don't send anyone alone, just in case.
You're right. I'll make sure not to. Please, if you can, take a look at him. She gestures over to the knight.
Hi.
Takes a step back. Alright. Those who wish to can make... Is there medicine? Is that a
There's
thing? There's
first
first aid.
And there's surgery,
And there's surgery.
Chirurgery.
which I only have first aid.
As well, those of you of knight skills can actually make a battle skill instead.
Ooh. I'll do that.
It's kind of your knowledge of warfare.
Yeah. Oh, incredible.
Oh, buddy.
Okay.
Did I do a first aid and then a chirurgery, or just one?
Either or, really. You can just choose your strongest skill.
God, bad luck from the Halloween. We've gotten 3 fumbles tonight, I think, already.
It's a success.
Okay, success for Olin, success for Robert, and a fumble for Dalen. Yeah, no, for you, Dalen, you're like, can't really tell too much. The wound is far too messy.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like any weapon you've seen before, but you're not really sure. Maybe it was like a strange-looking dagger that cut into him.
Yeah, must have had some force to get through his armor, though, which is interesting.
For you, Sir Robert, this definitely doesn't look like any arrow wound you've ever seen. For one, usually the arrow itself is left in the wound, for if it was ripped out, he probably would have been dead by now. As well, the way that the wound in his armor is, and the way that the kind of ripping, the first thing you notice is that it looks like something is actually ripped through his armor. And it looks to almost be, you would guess, 3 curved knives? Or maybe some kind of claw? But that itself doesn't make too much sense. After all, there's no beast that has claws of this size. It's far too odd a wound to be a normal weapon of any kind that you've seen before. For you, Alwyn, this man clearly doesn't look like he has much time left. He's been bleeding out for quite a while, and the wound is far too deep for any regular healing means. He will most likely be dead before sunrise. He might be able to hang on for a little while, but he ain't got long.
Oh no. It doesn't look good unless we can get something immediately, and then it might take a miracle.
I see. Well,
But there's a chance.
do what you can, I suppose.
Now,
was
Mark.
he?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Bob.
Mark, he's fairly close to. This place is fairly close to the border between Summerland and Salisbury.
Indeed.
Can I test fairy lore to know if I know that that's this forest creepiness of the forest? Like,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Roll
I
a
think-
folklore check.
I think he's gonna get really worried. Do you want folklore or fairy?
Well, that's a good question. I'd say this would probably be folklore than fairy lore.
Okay.
It's not something specific, it's more like the whisperings of people.
Was he found to be carrying a message of any kind?
Not that we could see. He simply showed up on his horse, covered in blood. It looked almost as if the horse had dragged him most of the way here.
Did he say anything strange? Was he repeating himself or
Servant said he was mumbling something, but none of them could tell what it was. And then when they brought him in here, he was unconscious.
And I suppose we simply have to pray for him to pull through.
That would be the hope.
Save your
for
prayers.
Robert-
This one's as good as dead.
Love this man.
Mm,
I'm sure spirits could do something. I mean, I've seen strange things.
As have I, but I'm not very confident in the spirit's willingness to help. In every situation, at least. No, I think we'll have to rely on your talent here, Lady Alwyn.
I'll do what I can with the tools I got. That's all I can do.
and that Owen, as you're kind of looking over his body, you take a moment as you are handed some tools, sharp objects, and things used to staunch blood. As you go to help try and remove his armor to get proper access to the wound, you suddenly see him jump to life as he releases a large exhale. And you feel as he grabs your arm and looks to you, Alwyn, staring you in the eyes as he goes, "It's coming. It's coming."
All right. Relax. Save your strength. You're gonna need it all to recover.
A demon? A demon is coming.
Fred, shush. And she'll like grab his hand like comfortingly, even though like her words were like harsh. She's gonna just Please.
He grips your hand tightly, almost squeezing it. And you can feel that he's shaking. This man is terrified.
I won't let them get you. I've got friends. You'll be fine.
We're not safe. We're not safe. We're not safe.
It's alright. It's alright. You're here. I'm going to take care of you. It's going to be alright.
What are the rest of you doing as you see this?
I would like to test the spiritual versus worldly. I want to see if I'm
Alright.
Mulder or Scully at this moment.
Okay.
As for Dallin, we are pretty close to Summerland, yeah?
Yeah.
Dallin's just gonna lean over to the head lady in charge, and it's possible you might want to reconsider waiting until morning to send those knights.
I'll see who's willing to go. Give me a quick moment. Without she moves out of the room.
I might want to step out as well. Follow her and see if I can organize things.
I'll help the lady here if she should need anything. Whatever
Right.
this man experienced, it's clear that he's gone delusional. Madness. It takes the best of us.
Hey,
You
We've
can
all-
pull through. I've seen it happen. He wasn't hurt like this, but when he came out, he made a
Just-
recovery.
just do what you can. I've seen grievous injuries like this too. Your wit will pull you through, one way or the other. Do try to keep him conscious. It's likely to help. And Dallin will
Right.
exit with the other lady.
Alright. For you all, and you can just kind of see that he's still kind of mumbling that phrase under his breath. It's coming. It's coming.
Alright. It's alright. Lots of strong knights here. Protect you.
Alright. With that, Dallin, you and Lady Init arrive at the main hall where the other guests are. You two there. And as you do, you notice there are some guests that actually seem to be missing.
Well, that's strange. That's
Specifically, Father Karen, Sir Solwyn, and Lady Glenda. Lady Glenda being one of the ladies you rode here with.
Is it just me, or are there less heads in here?
I would agree. Where could they have gone?
I'll ask around, or perhaps you will. Perhaps we both should.
Right, yes. In that case, Darling, could you make me an intrigue roll?
Yes. I'm very good at those, I hear.
Here.
So good at it that I've lost it. There it is. Yeah, it's a 4 out of 17 success, sir.
All right.
Mhm.
So you kind of ask around, specifically find that Lady Dalwyn talks, saying, I believe my brother went somewhere outside. I think he said he heard a weird noise or something. I believe
see.
Lady Glenda followed after him.
I see. I understand. Perhaps I'll get some ale and bring it to them.
All right.
Thank you.
And Dallin will go over to the ale, take a couple flagons, and make their way out.
All right.
Both hands full.
Mhm.
I'm sure this won't go bad for me.
Not at all. Newbies.
All right then. So with that, you make your way outside. Are you actively trying to track them down, or are you
Yeah.
just wandering around till you find them? All right, make me a hunting roll.
Hunting. Oh no. Yeah, that's. I guess I'm wandering around actually.
Okay. Well, there's a few locations you can check out that are kind of closest to you. One being the kitchen, where the servants making food, and the other being the storehouse.
Let's try the kitchen area. Maybe they've seen somebody walk by.
All right. As you make your way into the kitchen, you find that there are a few candles that are around, as well as a fire pit in the middle where it looks to be some food is bubbling away. However, you notice the kitchen is actually empty. Doesn't seem any cooks or servants.
I see. Okay, Dallin's gonna set the booze down and kind of walk through.
Also, make me an awareness roll.
Yes, thank you. That is a success, as I am good at awareness.
Alright. You can see that the door to the pantry has kind of been left open. Kind of just about a crack, as you can kind of see the shadow of it.
Any like weird fleshy noises coming from inside?
Not that you can hear.
Great, and I'm just gonna slowly creak that door open.
Alright. As you do creak the door open, you can see what looks to be... It's kind of hard to make it in the darkness, but like something wet, irony smelling on the floor. You've been on a battlefield enough to recognize the smell of blood. And you see drips of it leading out towards what looks to be the back door pantry. Leading out.
I'm gonna grab one of the candles.
Alright.
And I'm going to use it to use the light and get a little bit of a closer look.
As you begin to have a look, you see what starts off as a few drops quickly changes to what looks to be a large splash, and also signs of something being dragged through the blood, out the door and down a step, and then seems to get mixed up in the mud.
Oh, fuck. How visible is it outside? Like, is it pretty followable?
To an extent. You again, it would probably require a hunting roll because there's that kind of knowledge of how to track blood that's been mixed into mud.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Dallin's currently repeating the word "nope" in their heads, so I think they're gonna. I think they're actually.
You also.
Oh no.
No, actually, you did roll at a successful awareness. You can see just in the distance, kind of a fog that's been rolling in. You didn't notice it at first when you got here, but it seems to get heavier and slowly becomes more, as it almost seems to be growing closer and closer to the manor.
God
You
damn.
notice somewhere in the fog, it looks like it might be the figures of wolves, but it doesn't look quite right. They look thinner.
Merlin's back. It's him. It's the bastard. Okay, that's concerning. Let's try not to panic anyone. Dallin is gonna very quickly return to the dining hall.
All right.
As they come in, I would like to beeline it for the lady, please.
All right. Oh, you also notice at this point more people are no longer in this room. So Lear has gone missing. Lady Enid seems to be having a conversation with Sir Martin as she turns to you as you come in. Are you all right, Dalen? You look.
I need a
off.
moment. I need a moment of your time right now, please.
Of course. Let's talk in the hall. With that, she
Sir Martin.
moves over.
Right. Sir Martin, please look after the others while I step away.
Oh, sure. I can do that.
Yeah. Oh, what a guy. As Dallin steps into the hallway, Dallin goes, there's something out there. I found blood in the pantry, and your staff is missing. Quite a bit of blood. And there's a fog encroaching. I've seen this kind of thing before. There's magic afoot, and I suspect we're about to come under attack. But I think that our numbers are so few that panic is likely to be difficult.
I see. That is certainly not good.
I suggest, if you can, gather whoever you can into the main hall and attempt to barricade it. Lock yourselves in if you have to. I'm going to try and find Robert and Owlin. Maybe we can figure out a plan.
I see. I'll do so immediately. All right. Thank you, Sir Dalen.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
Stay safe.
Goes into the grand hall with the others.
Well, let's go find the others.
Oh, Mark, we can't hear you.
That's because I didn't have my push-to-talk on. So I imagine he arrives to the rest of you all in the same room, unless you have decided to move somewhere else.
Absolutely not.
No.
All
I'm still
right.
there.
All right. Dalen, you arrived to see the others.
Owlin,
Helen?
I need you to take a step away from him for a moment and speak to me.
Right? Does so. She.
I wasn't going to harm her in any way.
No, of course
Right?
Oh,
Um,
him. I understand. Never
Yes.
mind.
Oh, him.
We are under attack.
What?
Nonsense. What do you mean under attack?
The staff is missing, and there's quite a bit of blood in the kitchen, in the pantry specifically. There's a mystical fog encroaching, and I have told everyone to barricade themselves in the Great Hall for now. But quite a few guests are missing. Quite a few guests are missing.
Well,
They
this
wander into the fog.
is clearly
not
done
good.
by a beast, yes? I mean,
Not necessarily.
other.
I've seen this kind of fog before, Robert.
Me too.
Someone is actively setting up an ambush, and right now we are in quite a bad position.
This might be a bit of a strange question to ask, and apologies if it comes across as forward. But when I've noticed the mist, I was told I should be fine as long as I was. I mean, it might just be related to the veil, but
I
Dylan, no.
I've The mist that I've seen before has been conjured by a man, specifically. Controlled by him, or at least steered by him. I don't know what
Man?
the mist is like in your home, but this one feels hungry.
Oh. I noticed it with sort of greener lad. But if you're chased, he won't hurt you. I've noticed. So
It's at this point you all hear a thud from above you.
Where
Swords
are,
drawn.
Yeah, do we have our weapons, Mark, or are they somewhere else?
I imagine you wouldn't travel without your weapons as knight. I imagine you would either have them on you at your side. Actually, you wouldn't have them for the feast, so they'd probably be in a room in the manor. You'd have to ask the servants.
Yeah,
Oh.
hearing the thud, I think he are there servants right here or no?
There
just
seems
us.
to be one that's kind of carrying a candle that's moving around, closing some of the doors,
I
boarding
think
some of them.
the moment the thud happens, he looks to the servant and says, "We need our access to our weapons immediately. It seems we are being raided."
Oh, yes, that could be done easily. They're in the armory upstairs. I can show you the way if you'd like.
Please.
strength in numbers.
All right. This way. With that, the servant leads you over to the stairs at the end of the hall, over here.
I think Robert will naturally step in front of Owen if she's a lady. Is our duty to put ourselves in harm's way. So
Dallin will take the rear flank too. Just kind of make sure that it's us from behind.
we're just pushing Owen forward.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, guys, we're gonna hold your hand from one direction and hold your hand from the other.
Okay.
All right. With that, as you make your way up the stairs, you find yourself having to move past the room where you heard the noise from. The door being closed, seemingly not open. But you are led actually further down past this room. Down towards... Oh, I'm taking part of the map with you. Down towards a storage room. Down over here. You guys should be able to see it. And as you open it up and look inside, you find that it is a dark room with a window in the far side. Dalen and Robert, well, all three of you smell a familiar irony smell. Those of you recognizing it as blood. As you look into the dark room, you can see there looks to be a shape kind of hunched against a wall. Can't quite see what it is in the darkness. The servant kind of stands behind you with the candle.
Oh boy. So inside the room we're about to enter, yes?
Yep. A hunched form across, on one of the walls. With that, the servant kind of steps forward, but seems to hesitate as they also smell that irony viscous. And seems to stop in their tracks, almost frozen.
Permission to test Valorous? Versus Coward?
Test Valorous. Please do.
Okay.
Yeah, my man.
Alright. I guess with that,
Cowardly
yeah,
fumble.
Extra
Oh
valorous.
my
yeah,
god.
I think Robert's going to even push the servant aside, and he steps forward and says, "Who's in here? Announce yourself at once."
Oh my god, he just went in.
Oh my god.
The figure does not move, seemingly frozen.
He's gonna rummage
But you don't.
around, I guess, like just kind of
Alright.
try to get a feel for the room. If it's super dark in here, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing be a candle from a servant behind you that kind of barely lights the room.
Oh, I know. He'll reach for the candle, like
Yeah.
not just
Alright.
grabbing it from the servant, but like seeing if the servant will give it to him. Basically.
He does give it to you, but seems to shake almost as he does. I'll be just right here. The servant kind of pushes their back against the wall. So, Robert, as you make your way in, okay.
How far away can we see the weapons?
Yes, you can kind of see the shadows in the distance of a rack with a number of items on it.
How far are we from that compared to how close is the thing in the corner to that?
Probably an equal distance.
Mm,
You can kind of see it on the wall.
yeah,
Might be able to skirt around to get to the other side.
I
But
think
still be just as close to it.
that's what. While Robert's like being the direct hand, I'm gonna be the underhand, and I'm gonna very as slow as I can, just kind of creep around, like facing the thing, but kind of slither around the outside of the room to try to get a sword.
All right. I will say, Sir Robert, as you make your way into the room, using the candle to light it, you can see that the floor is covered in blood, just sprayed everywhere, as if a wild animal had torn apart a body or its prey, shall we say. And you see the corner lying on the ground is the form of Sir Leor, Lyor, L-L-Y-R.
The guy whose name sounded a little like mine. No.
Move him.
He was one of the
Not the twin.
Oh, it's not the tiny guy.
No.
Oh, thank God.
This is him.
Oh
The
no, I
bearded
like
man.
him.
Oh, that one. That one. Yeah. Oh no, my friend.
You can see it looks as if half of his face has been ripped off by some sort of animal. Blood splayed across his chest, as it looks as if claws has just ripped into him, pulling off chunks of flesh.
Monkey.
He's definitely dead.
Yeah.
Does he have a
Do I
weapon
need to
in
make
his-
do I need to make a first aid roll to decide that? I don't know. What if I fumble
No.
my first aid roll?
I will say, Olwen and Sir Dalen, I need you both to make me valorous versus cowardly rolls, because this is a horrific sight.
That is quite. Succeed on the valorous, fail on the cowardly.
Ooh.
Alright.
Ooh.
Hey, fail
Damn!
cowardly
Critical
critical
valor.
valorous.
Valorous.
Yo, fuck you, ghost. You piece of shit.
Fuck off, ghost. Hey, demons, it's your boy. Alright. So, yes, no one fails their cowardly. So yes, though this is a horrific sight, you will steel yourself, holding down the desire to vomit in fear and disgust. As you kind of look around, you do see he holds in his hand some sort of knife. However, it is stained with a black, viscous. You dare not call it a liquid. It looks almost like blood, but much thicker.
Interesting.
I have it.
Yeah,
How close?
I think
No, sir,
Robert's
go.
gonna head over to the weapon. Seeing that this is a dead somebody, he's most interested in being armed at this point. So he's gonna
Yep.
Yeah, I want.
look for his
I-
mace.
If,
Also, as a note, there is a window in this room, and you can see what looks to be black droplets on the sill of the window.
oh, I don't like that. I would like to specifically, if Robert is starting to make a move for the weapons rack, then Dallin's just gonna kind of keep their body between that thing and Owlin.
Mm.
Alright. Alright, but you guys grab your weapons. Alwyn, do you also grab a weapon?
Yeah. How easy would it be to get that knife that he had?
Easy. You have to pry it from his grip would be a little morbid, but you can. It's not that difficult.
I got a crit on Valorous. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you do,
Fuck
because
this guy.
Dallin is not letting you get close to that thing. Are you kidding me?
Dallin is preventing me from not giving a fuck. Dallin is
Mhm.
ladling fucks onto me.
I'll
Well-
say in Robert's case, you do notice Alwyn going for the knife, but Dalen getting in her way.
I
Assign.
need to be armed too, don't I?
Shh. Just shh.
I think, yeah. Let me know, Mark, if am I successful in finding my mace?
Oh, yes, sorry, I forgot to mention. You managed to find your weapon. They're there.
Okay, he'll grab that and sling it over his shoulder, and then start to wander back over to the two. And as he kind of approaches, he looks it down and says, "She speaks the truth. It's better to have her armed than not."
Aye, but maybe we can clear this room first.
I think Robert will start to move over towards the window instinctively. Kind of look out with. He still has a candle in the other hand, right? And
Make me an awareness roll.
hey,
Alright. As you do look down at the window, you don't see much other than a trail of black blood that seems to lead down the manor to the ground, and then it disappears among the mud. You do also notice what looks to be some kind of figure in the darkness making its way towards a small church that is next to the manor. This building over here. As well, you notice what looks to be a servant kind of shambling around the yard. Just slowly moving, walking across.
Hmm.
You all... Ooh.
Can I
Go ahead.
test spiritual and worldly again? I just want to see how.
Yes, you may.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Robert yells out the window to the servant. "Hey, you! What are you doing out there?"
Robert.
The servant stops and slowly seems to move its head in your direction. Very unnaturally and strangely. It seems to adjust its head looking up towards the window where you are. You also notice something else in the distance at this point. What looks to be a hound out in the distant fog.
Oh shit. Are we on round 5 already?
But it's strange, for you notice this hound seems to have red ears.
Hmm.
If you'd like, you can make a fairy lore roll.
I'm not even going to attempt that.
I don't know if we see it. Is it just Robert that sees it right
Well,
now?
I would assume that he probably drew enough attention by yelling out the window that you guys would look.
All right.
Yeah, look
For
past him
sure.
to see the hound.
And I think Robert would even make, like, there it is, the beast that did this. That hurt the knight, right? Because he saw claw wounds. Right?
Dallin's going to get the sword.
And what
That's
was the roll? Fairy lore?
Fairy lore. Yep.
Success.
Damn. Both of you get successes on that. All right. Those of you have heard legends, stories of hounds of red ears. A very particular tale, and certainly an odd one to hear this far south. But there is a tale of an ancient entity that was has great connection to those of the Welsh lands a little further north. Hounds that have a connection to a land known as Arwen. Annwn. Awan? Something like
That
that.
sounds better. It sounds further away from Olwen's.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh,
There you
he's
go.
my pet. My little doggy. Still listen to me. He's fine.
Specifically, they're called the Kwan Awan, which just basically means hound. And you know these hunting dogs are usually not a good sign when you see them. They're usually a sign that something foul is going down. A reason that a hunt is happening somewhere. Perhaps there is a hunt happening in this location right now. You know, if you believe in all that pagan crap.
Oh, it's bad.
If you believe in that pagan crap.
It's really bad.
Okay, Helen. Maybe you should take a knife.
Thank you.
As well, Sir Robert, you notice at this point, looking down, the servant has made their way closer towards the building, arriving at the point where they are right outside the kind of wall that leads up to where you are, kind of looking up at you slightly with a crick of their neck, as you then watch as it just brings its head forward and smacks it into the wall. You hear a sound of flesh against stone as it smacks its head once more. You can see that something is definitely off with whoever is down there.
We should get out of here.
Reed. Nice.
Alright. With that, where do you head next?
Down them stairs at lightning speed.
Down the stairs.
Off on her dress just to clean it off.
I think as we start to move down in that direction, Robert's going to stop us before we basically the room where we heard the thud earlier is going to stop and say, we should see if anyone else is alive.
Aye, right.
Unless that Ford was like the same Thod.
We can't. There are people trapped downstairs, but it'll just take a moment, Amelin. Stay behind me, okay?
Yeah. She'll kind of grab onto the thick.
Sword is drawn. Let's see what's up.
Alright, with that, you open the door. Once again, smelling the heavy smell of iron, of blood, and bile. as you see what is a headless body in the darkness.
Hmm.
All right. I guess we
Once
should keep
again, there
going.
is a window in this room. Just as note.
Ooh, that's tempting. Yeah, no. Robert's like, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of here right now.
Robert. What killed these two?
I don't fucking know. But whatever did it, whoever did it, they have some kind of hound with them.
The ounds. They're not
No.
just any ounds.
The hounds from the manor, perhaps. Doesn't make sense.
They're haunting ounds. They're far more than just regular old ounds. They're bad. Do you remember what he was saying about a demon? Well, you wouldn't be laughed at for mistaking the ounds for demons.
That's what they want us to believe, perhaps. Whoever's behind this.
Well, you
Raiders.
saw them. They had red ears.
You two, we do not have time for this right now.
No, we don't. We have
From down the hall, you hear the sound of a door creaking. From this one over here.
Sword's ready. Point in that direction. Point.
Did you just wait?
Yeah, I think Dallon's kind of paralyzed a little bit here.
You wait for a few moments, but there is no other sound.
All right. Go get him, Robert.
You first.
Robert, aren't you a big, strong, tough one?
No, he's right. I am the more decorated war hero. And Dallon will take a step forward. Really slow coming up to the door. And Dallon's actually going to, if they get close enough to it, before anything happens, they're actually going to use the edge of the blade to open the door further so that it's right in position to whack if I need to.
All right.
Oh, so smart.
Very slowly, though.
As you do, you can see there seems to be another hunched figure, but this one facing away from you. You see that it seems to be moving, rummaging with something. But I don't think you have a candle with you. I believe Robert was the one holding it, so you can't see anything but darkness.
Correct.
Just a hunched figure.
Okay.
If you want, make me an awareness roll.
I would love to do that, please. Please, sir, please.
You do, of course, smell blood as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of...
This one is kind of pervading through the whole house.
Oh, that's such a bummer.
Oh.
16
Yeah, you can't quite tell. It's just too dark in this room. Sadly, there's no windows in this one.
Hello?
You see the figure stop. Begin to turn its head around. As you just hear a low...
Nope, taking a step back. Done. Nope.
You take a step back and you still see the figure slowly turning around to face you.
Are you hurt?
as you see it begin to rise upward, an almost human-like form. As it begins to hobble forward, you can see the mutilated, half-scarred face of Sir Lewin.
Well,
He looks as he was, utterly massacred, but he stands, blood leaking down his face. Not much of it left after most of it is spilt from his body. But the living corpse of this knight begins to hobble forward towards you.
I would like to decapitate him.
Goodness.
Why don't you roll me sword?
I would love to roll you a sword.
First of all, before you do, I need you to make me a valorous roll
Yes.
versus cowardice. However,
Very smart.
you're at a -3 to valorous and a +3 to cowardice.
Yeah, that tracks.
Because that is the
No,
the
I'm
valor
scared.
rating of this beast.
Mark, on the map, can you just are we
I
where is this showdown taking
Uh,
place?
Right here, I would imagine.
Like okay,
Yeah,
so-
right
Yeah.
there.
And can I
So-
position like Robert's
Oh.
probably here?
Oh,
Yeah,
buddy.
you move him where you want to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
Jalen, as you see this thing, your mind goes back to that horrible encounter where you have faced some undead creature before, and just something snaps as you immediately turn to run.
yeah, I'm going down the stairs.
You two
Bye.
watch as Dalen immediately turns and runs down the stairs.
Oh. I'm gonna go after them.
And Robert's gonna try to go as well.
You guys don't know what
the
sounds on
way
there,
things go. Owen, as you begin to run past, you see the form of Sir Lear, the mutilated corpse, move towards you, snarling with its broken teeth.
Cry and hold up the dagger and try to
I
run downstairs.
I fumbled my last valorous test,
Mm.
so I'm gonna. I'd like to test my honor passion to see if I can.
All right.
Here. It seems appropriate.
ahead.
with
Test
Owen in
honor.
danger. Okay, so valorous versus cowardly for me too to do anything or.
Yep, with a -3 to valorous and a +3 to cowardly.
Got it.
I think
So-
that's how the system works.
Yeah.
I read through it.
Okay, so it's gonna be a +2 for me total
Yep.
for valorous. Okay, and then the cowardly was what was the bonus on cowardly?
+3.
+3.
Screw my country. I want to live.
Okay, so
High success in valor.
I think he's frightened, but he's shaking a bit, but he's seeing Olwen in trouble. He's gonna like and come at him with a mace and try and hit him.
All right, make me a mace attack.
All right. And that's a +5.
Yup.
That helps a lot.
Damn, almost a crit.
Ooh.
But that's definitely a hit. Roll damage.
Right. So mace does standard damage, and then I get to add an extra d6 to it for damage. So I can just roll this and then add
Okay.
a d6 to it.
Gonna be a real squishy noise coming up.
And then plus this.
An extra d6.
14.
Alright, 14. All right, you smack your mace as hard as you can into the face of this thing. You see like parts of its teeth and jaw fall away just due to the force of the blow as the creature stumbles backwards into the darkness. However, you do see that it doesn't seem to be fully deterred, as it seems to slowly move towards you in an unnatural way. Its back, like, partly bent, as if the spine has been broken, but it still manages to stand. With that, what would you like to do?
He's gonna hit it again. That's his only
All
option
right.
here. Yeah,
Make another roll. However, this time the zombie is going to attempt to swing back.
makes sense.
It is going to attempt to use its bite. It succeeds, however, you succeed higher. It does not have a shield, funnily enough. So roll
Really?
check.
Right.
Well, that's fun.
I know, weird how that works.
You know what's the best part is I don't think we have our shield or armor either, do we?
Ah, shit.
No, you don't. Pretty vulnerable.
Damage and then
Alright.
4 more.
Yeah.
Alright, strike it as hard as you can once again. This time the neck fully snaps off. As you can see, the head is barely hanging on. The body takes a few steps back before it seems to move forward again to rear itself. But this time it just collapses forward onto the ground.
I think having seen it move again, even after like the last hit with its head up, he just like panics and he's like, and he just starts like making a mess and just laying the mason over and over into it.
Stop, he's already dead.
After a few moments, it's just mush, broken bits of skin and flesh and muscle and bone. It doesn't seem to move.
With that, he's gonna try and move past it. It looks to Owen and says, "We need to get out of here." Or did she keep going?
Alan. Yeah, like halfway down the stairs, kind of like, yeah.
Alright.
She'll like bolt down and go try to find Dallin.
Yeah, Dallin's just at the bottom of the stairs. Like,
I'll move you guys down the other stairs. And you'll also apparently take part of the stairs with you.
Oh boy.
hell yeah, as it should
We're
be.
so powerful.
So powerful.
Are we on the
Alright.
same layer as the stairs?
You guys should be back to the first layer.
Okay.
And yes, I forgot to move it to the background.
I do it all the time in my DC game.
Whoops.
Okay. Dallin at the bottom of the stairs goes, "What was? Oh, I'm gonna be sick."
Wait, where's... We are 7, right? Where are they?
Servant seems to have disappeared.
Robert just looks around. I remember looking for him. Well, since we looked out the window.
They're gone. We need to keep a better eye on each other.
Right. Sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. Look,
Alright, it was terrifying.
if either of us lose control, again, try to stick with me like you just did. You did very good.
Thank you.
Keep watch. There might be more raiders anywhere around here. They move strange. They're tough as well. Seem to fight past the point where most men would fall.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. We should keep moving. Like, find more people?
Yeah,
Right. There should be a good amount in the hall.
I did see. I saw there's a small church outside. I saw someone moving towards it. Mark, did they look like they were moving normal, that person? They were moving quickly, right? And it looked like it
They're moving quickly, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they were a friend or foe, but they did not look like these raiders.
Do we want risk going out? Risk finding the mist?
Right.
Or should we let Lady Enid know?
We should find the lady.
It's probably smarter for us to stay here. Yes, find the lady.
Right. Let's go. And Owen will unless you stop, try and take the lead.
All right, I guess we're following the lady.
Robert's going to, so he's impassioned by honor, so he's going to basically be driven by that right now. So he's keeping up with Owen. Mm-hmm. He will be in the front as much as possible at this point. So,
all right. That Robert strides in. The other you following behind. Dalen, you also know another person has disappeared at this point.
Ah, fucking.
Go ahead, Robert.
I think Robert and Owen were like neck and neck, to be fair. I think Rebecca described herself at the front, so I will...
She just started out. If Robert was trying to, actively get ahead, she would just kind of... and let it happen. She knows her place or whatever.
Alright, but you arrive to see at this point 2 knights left, and Lady Enid herself.
Oh, good. You're okay. Someone else is missing. Did they leave?
Lady Darwin said something about wanting to find her brother, but I told her she should stay. She must have left when I wasn't looking. I don't know where my servants have gone. Seem to have gone missing, but I don't know where.
I'm afraid we need to assume that everybody outside of this room is dead.
What?
It's very bad out there. And what's worse,
and Dallin just kind of looks to Robert.
Owen nudges him with her elbow.
I think you're being raided, my lady.
Raided?
There's ounds. Ounds.
Yes, the knight, the one wounded that came, it was clear that he had been attacked by an animal. Perhaps hunting dogs that have been trained to attack people.
Yes, hunting ounds. Oh, very specific variety.
That's extremely concerning. I really should do what I can to gather up the others. If this is happening, we need to find anyone that still stands. Sure, roll suspicious.
Yes.
Is that all of us or just Alwyn?
Oh, I just decided to.
Yeah. You can roll anytime you want.
No, I'm pretty certain that this is not her fault.
I'm gonna, if I can, I'm gonna keep testing worldly from time to time to see if it starts coming down at all eventually. How long can he be Scully for while this is going on? We'll find out.
Alan, can you ignore what the fuck's going on?
A while.
This with that.
Oh yeah. It is at this point, kind of hear a cup scattering across the ground at one of the tables. As you look over to see Sir Martin desperately clawing at his throat.
What the hell?
Dallin's gonna run over. What the fuck's going on with him? Hand on sword, but
yeah, Robert's gonna assist. I think try to like help him not kill himself. I guess it looks like.
He seems to be retching and starting to almost foam at the mouth
Owen's gonna
as he
keep an
is
eye on
kind of
the
collapsed
lady.
onto the table. Alright. So he just seems to be staring in shocked horror.
Okay. Would is this obviously supernatural?
You guys can make me a folklore test or maybe a medicine test.
Okay.
Or first aid test.
If I fumble this, I might decapitate him. I just want to prepare everybody for that. That is a failure on first aid.
Yeah. Again, can't really tell. It looks almost like he's choking on something. Or maybe he's ill?
I think he can't breathe.
Let me see.
Robert will stand aside, like so Owen can get closer.
I guess I'll roll first aid as well.
Alright. You can tell that this man isn't choking exactly. At least not on food. With the way that kind of he's flushing up and like the way his eyes are dilated and reddening, it looks almost as if he's been poisoned.
I think he's been poisoned. He's not choking on food.
I see. Milady, that makes clear sense. Whoever it is that is raiding you currently, this looks like it's an inside job. Perhaps one of your most trusted. You've poisoned the wine.
Recently, probably too.
Again, she just seems to be freezing up at this point, completely overwhelmed by everything that is happening. I don't know what's going on. Why is this happening?
I wish I could understand. Nobody drink anything or eat anything while we're here.
Right.
Sir Amir just seems to nod, pouring out his drink.
Yeah.
I might have some place we can check. When I was outside, I saw a trail of blood led from the pantry. It looked like it might have headed out towards the storehouse, maybe. But I'm a piss poor tracker, and I'm even worse, and well. Maybe that. I don't know. Maybe that's something.
At this point, you guys all hear a scream coming from outside. A high-pitched. Scream of a lady.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm going, I think. Oh, man. I'm going to test Valorous. Yeah.
Nah, fuck, I'm a knight on.
Fuck, gotta act knightly and shit.
Is there any
This
negatives
sucks.
for Valorous?
Not in this case.
Okay.
Success.
Success.
Fucking finally.
All right, so yeah, Robert's moving
Aha!
quickly towards that
I'm a knight again.
Oh yeah.
sound of screams.
Specifically, you heard the sound coming from the storehouse.
Well,
I
head
am-
in there anyway.
Letting the man lead the way.
And as instructed, I'm sticking with Dylan.
And as on the way out, Dallin stops for just a moment. And is Sir Martin dead for sure now?
Oh, yes. He
Okay.
succumbs to the poison.
Dallin turns to Lady What's her name, and
Enid.
yes, put his body outside the doors and lock them. Don't open the doors again unless you hear my voice, okay?
Okay.
And don't drink anything. And Dallin moves out.
She nods with that. Olwen, are you following them?
Owen is at Dallin's heels, as instructed.
All right. With that, you make your way over to the storehouse. You can see that one of the doors is open. The inside is only darkness.
I bet you that's the
Yeah.
missing lady down there.
Robert
He
still
still
has
has a candle.
the.
Yeah.
Robert still has a candle, so he's probably
Mhm.
power walked here rather than running. His max speed is probably a brisk jaunt, anyways. So
Mhm.
he will look to the other two and say, "Ready?" And with that, he'll kind of fold in with the candle and the mace and start to enter.
All right. As you make your way into the darkened storehouse, you can see there are a number of large barrels and boxes that line the wall, forming what is almost like a maze through the storehouse. However, as you make your way deeper in, allowing the light to alight the room, you can see another corner where there is blood that covers it, and signs that something has been dragged through it. It seems to be dragged deeper into the storehouse.
There it is. Okay, Owlin in the middle. I'll take up the rear. Robert, you take point.
All right. Do we hear any sounds of any commotion or anything, or is it pretty silent here?
Why don't you make me an awareness roll?
Oh, good.
There we go.
As expected.
I think for all of you, you're at the point of fear where you can hear your heartbeat in your ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of takes over your awareness of this area. You make your way deeper into this storehouse, eventually seeing what looks to be a back door over here that leads into another smaller room. The door being open, you can see what looks to be something in the darkness. As you move closer with your candle, Sir Robert, you can see another hunched figure, this time, as before, dressed in the garb of a knight, with a familiar dark hair. You seem to recognize this as... Where did I move him? Hold on. Yes, Sir Solwyn. He seems to be hunched in the darkness.
He's hunched like he's still He's not a corpse right now. Well, like, let me
Seemingly.
specify that he seems to be like not sprawled out. For example, he seems to be.
Yeah, he's not like sprawled out across the ground or anything. He's just kind of like hunched as if leaning over something.
Okay, I got a wild idea, guys. What if we get the king in yellow involved? What if we get him to fight?
Well, I know this really nice green man. He gave me a ride once.
He's all right.
That is cool.
He's
Why
very
don't we
cool.
pray to Satan and let's see if we can level this out?
Satan!
Uh,
Look, you just got, it's a balancing
that's
act,
a
you know?
misnomer.
Yeah.
Enter Hunter the Vigil. So at that point, Robert says, "Sir Solwyn, is that you?"
That for a moment, the figure begins to stand, turning around to face you. As you look, you see Sir Solwyn, but something is most certainly wrong, as his mouth is covered in blood, as there looks to be bits of flesh stuck in his teeth. You also notice that he seems to be missing an eye, as there is a hole in his head, as he looks to you as another corpse. As it begins to move towards.
Getting ready to swing.
Yeah, swords
All right.
out.
This is another combat. So those who are attacking, let me know.
I'm attacking.
I am also going to attack.
All right. It is not going to split its action because it's not intelligent enough to do it. But it's going to attack the one who is in the front with the light. So that'll be you,
That
Sir Robert.
shit.
That's fair.
So it's going to make its attack against you, Robert, and the rest of you can attack it in the way you wish to.
I got a dagger.
Roll dagger.
I would recommend maybe not. Who knows?
Look, fuck you.
Give her.
I got success. Get fucked.
Damn.
So did I. Not great though.
All right.
Which is fair.
Yeah,
Alright.
Mace Man.
Sir Robert, you managed to beat him. So all of you get to roll damage.
$20 total.
Yeah.
Damn.
11.
All right. It's a barrage of attacks. Sir Robert, you come in with the swing first as you see it lunge at you, knocking it in the side of the chest, actually, knocking it down to the ground as Sir Dalen comes up, swinging your blade, striking into the neck, cutting a deep sizable wound before all when you come in and slash downwards at it. Just the final strike needed to completely sever the head once and for all. As you sever the head, you watch as the moving body of the corpse immediately stops moving and goes limp. The head rolling across the ground slightly.
Okay. Good work, team.
As you look behind Sir Solwyn, or Sir Solwyn's corpse, you can see in the corner where he was hunched over the body of Lady Dalwyn, the other twin.
We got twin on twin violence.
And she is dead in like this part of the room.
Do you think the poison does this to them?
I don't have any idea. I can't begin to speculate.
If it does, it would have had to be put into the ale relatively late. After all, you haven't turned yet, and
Yeah.
well,
Right.
I was thinking when I saw Martin poisoned.
Maybe we
Am I-
weren't the targets.
Maybe.
Well, it's been poisoned so far. We had the twins. We had Leah.
We
Dallon's
should...
gonna. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go. I'll add that.
Dallon's just gonna like walk over and take a look at Lady Dallon and see, like if she has any signs of poisoning on her.
That would be a first aid roll.
Okay. I got no idea. There's too much blood.
You just kind of look at her and you're like, she's dead, that's for sure.
Half eaten. Do I perhaps notice that door that goes down though too?
Yeah, I'll say that you managed to see in the darkness what looks to be not a doorway, but kind of like a staircase that leads down into what you would think is a cellar or something.
Right. Is it possible that maybe a certain keg was spiked?
What about Leah? Leah managed to make it downstairs. Aye?
Upstairs.
Upstairs. No.
Hey.
Up is down and down is up.
Guests have been disappearing since we were called away, though.
Right.
People could have. I haven't had anything to drink since that happened. Have you?
It's the first glass.
Robert? No, because we met up after.
Yeah.
Okay, so presumably someone poisoned the wine while we were looking at Sir Tekken. Maybe we'll find something down there to look at to help us figure out who. Or I don't know. I just feel like I need to do something.
Wait. I don't want to just sit around and...
We should get back to the lady. We've left her. She should come with us.
You're right.
I didn't...
Or do you think she's untrustworthy?
I don't know that I trust her. I don't know. It's just a feeling. I could be wrong.
Okay, well, they're safe barricaded for now, hopefully. Maybe we just take this forward ourselves.
I saw someone running towards the church. But I can't help but think that it was... Well, I saw signs of that black goo, whatever that was, on the window. What if it was the assassin, the one that got him upstairs?
Are there any windows in here? It's the pantry, right? So probably not.
The storehouse. No, there's no windows, and it's completely closed off.
The church is way on the other side, right?
Yep.
I'm willing to take your direction, Sir Dallin. I don't know where to go.
I think you're right. I think we go to the church.
All right.
All right.
You don't seem
That you
so
begin. With that, you begin to make your way towards the church, and taking part of the wall with you, apparently.
bad. As is with
Keep
tradition.
doing that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's It's a tradition at this point. Yeah, necessary.
You take a piece with you wherever you go.
Souvenir.
As you do make your way across, you do see a little bit in the distance more shambling forms kind of making their way across the garden. They seem to be away from the church, kind of wandering aimlessly.
So many of them. Alan, do you think we can make it?
I think we've got a good cause to try, yes.
All right.
On 3 then?
Oh.
On 3.
Mm. 3,
1.
2.
3. And we go!
Alright. So you guys do manage to get across without drawing too much attention.
Oh, yes.
Whatever the figures they're doing, they don't seem to be focused on you.
We might have put a little too much pressure on that one.
As you do make your way towards the church, you do see what looks to be like a small crypt or entranceway that would lead to a crypt, like a small mausoleum that's been built next to the church.
Ooh.
All right. But as you do, you make your way over to the church, and you can see that the door is closed.
Are there any open windows of the church? It's stained.
No, they're all stained glass,
Yeah.
so they're not open.
Pretty. What's we have to pass by that little crypt entrance, right?
Yep.
How's that looking? Is that concerning?
It's like an iron gate that closes it. Doesn't look like it's been opened.
Gotcha. Okay.
Robert, I'll take point this time if you'd like.
All right.
And Dallon's gonna go in.
All right.
How much blood? How many bodies?
Is the door open?
It is closed, but then you open it up. And as you do, you look inside. You can see candles along the walls that kind of barely give this place light. As is normal in a church, the kind of low firelight kind of brings an almost reverence to this place. However, at a time like this, there's very little holy reverence to be found. But as you look inside, you can see, looking up to a large cross made of gold and silver, is Father Karen, as he seems to be praying.
Bye.
Father Karen?
He turns around. Sir Dalen, please, come in.
Dallon will, but like very clearly skeptically.
Do you yet still live?
Yes. I've been hearing some strange noises while I've been in the church. Are you all right? Is everyone all right?
I would like to test suspicious real quick here, Mark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're all
me
covered in
too.
blood, right? Like,
Mhm.
I'm not testing shit. I don't believe this man for sure.
I'm given that outcome of that roll, I'd like to kind of look around the floor and see if there's any signs of that black goo that I saw elsewhere. I'm just
All right. Make me an awareness roll.
the whole inside man thing, and then looking out the window and seeing what he saw. I think he's just
Yeah, and he left pretty early.
I don't see anything. Nope.
No.
Oh, beans.
Now you look around. It's a little too dark to make out much. Your eyes are still kind of adjusting, but you don't see anything that immediately drags your attention. But you're still a little suspicious. My God, you look as if you've been in some sort of fight.
Well,
Just a tad. You heard noises? Like what?
I thought it was some sort of animal that had made its way onto the premises. Some sort of growling or something like that. I think I also heard a scream.
Almost everyone in the manor is dead. And they're being
What?
turned.
How
Everyone-
genuine does that what sound?
yeah.
Make a suspicious versus trusting.
Ah!
There's no insight in this game.
Damn it! That's suspicious.
Do you want me to
Suspicious.
roll it
That's
again,
great.
Mark? Or
You can if you'd like. If you think this is enough to change information
No,
to change,
I-
possibly change it.
he's already
Okay.
suspicious. Yeah.
Yeah, he just seems. Go ahead.
Robert's gonna just march in at this point, almost like past him, almost aggressively. Like for about 2 seconds, it looks like he's gonna charge Father Karen, but he doesn't. He just blows past him, and he's gonna move his way towards the. Remembering that there was an entryway right from the window, because this is where we were, right? Or was it over here? We were.
You were over. I think you
Right.
guys were over here when you looked out the window. So you like saw the person coming around this way.
Oh, we didn't confirm them going to the church, then, did we? We just thought they were going that
Yeah,
way.
you saw they were heading in the direction of the church.
Okay. In that case, yeah, he's still convinced, so he's gonna kind of move towards the back room, almost like
All right.
startlingly, recklessly. So let's just say, yeah.
Okay, but you do all move into the church, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is Samhain not really a holiday for most non-pagans? Is it?
No, it is not one that is traditionally celebrated among those of the faith. But, you know, there's many festivals that have been it is in the interest of the church to unite the people of Britain.
I thought you came to the church, just decided to leave the feast.
I didn't feel as if the feast was really for me.
Right.
Well, I'm one who has sworn a vow of temperance.
I thought perhaps the fact that it was on holiday might have made you uncomfortable as someone of the faith.
I mean, I must admit, I am not the best company for such a festival. I truly didn't expect it to go down like this.
How did you expect?
I thought this was just going to be a feast being thrown by the lady of the house. Something that is done very often. This is horrific.
It's monstrous. But
For you, Rob. Go ahead.
you're honestly telling me that you had no idea about any of this?
No, none at all. I have no idea what seems to be happening. From what you tell me, if everyone over there is truly dead, that's... I don't know what to think.
I think.
At this point... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I think with that, Robert's going to check the back room here.
Yeah, I was about to say, Robert, as you look into the back room, You can see that looks to be like a number of books that are around. Some of them look to be holy texts of some kind. Big crosses emblazoned on them.
He's gonna shrug and just kind of leave the door open for now, forgetting about it, and just wander back to the others.
All right. So at this point, can you all make me... Actually, everyone except Robert make me an awareness roll.
Yeah.
You failed yours before.
Makes sense.
I'm the only one.
Fuck.
All right. Dalen, you're kind of very on edge at this point as you're looking around. And you kind of look over to Robert as you notice... You think he has something on his nose. It takes Robert yourself a little bit to kind of notice that there's like something that landed on your nose.
Oh God, what's above us?
Oh
Dalen, you manage to look upwards at the same time that Father Cairn does. To the other two, you kind of watch as Father Cairn just looks upwards and goes, "By God." At which point, something drops from the ceiling.
no.
Dalen, you see this dark, almost purple-skinned being with long, black, gnarled claws drop from the ceiling onto the priest. You all watch as it seems to sink its dark, ebony-colored talons into the father, digging deep as there is a squelch of blood. The father screams in pain, but it is not enough before the scream fades as his lungs are punctured.
Yeah.
You all watch as this creature is hunched over and begins to turn its face towards you all.
Yeah. Dallin's grabbing Ellen's hand and booking it. We're leaving this room. I'm sorry. Sorry, Robert. I hope you follow. I'm not even
in either
rolling.
case,
I'm not
I need
even
you
rolling.
all to roll me. Well, in either case, I still want you to make the roll.
Yeah.
You can
just-
still leave. But this would be,
Woo!
Valorous versus...
Fuck. Well, maybe I gotta
I
fight.
will say, because I was about to say this, at a -5 for Valorous and a +4 for Cowardice.
Okay. In that case, then I failed both of them.
Because this
It's
is a
minus
monster.
$5 and +5 for cowardly.
Yep. It's a Valorous modifier of 5. Alright. So Robert, your Valorous wins.
What a
Owen, your Valorous succeeds. For you, Sir Dallin, your Cowardice succeeds.
Yeah, I'm grabbing Ellen and I'm leaving the room again. Goodbye.
Okay.
Farewell.
Owen is led out, but slightly less cowardly in manner. I'm only doing this because I'm being forced to, not because I want to.
Permission to check reckless or test reckless versus prudent.
Oh, I love you.
You do need to, in either case, if you're going to take it.
Sorry.
I will say, yeah, as a note, there is, because there's I think it's a prudent modifier.
Yeah, he's running
in either case, it succeeds. Yeah. You kind of realize, oh, fuck, you don't want to fight this thing. Even with your Valorous, you can kind of act as you will. But you're like, no, fighting this thing's not a good idea.
Not alone, I think, was what I was saying. It's pretty reckless to stay here by himself and fight this thing. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's booking it
As
too. And he's quite
as you
afraid.
guys,
So.
Mm-hmm. As you guys do, you can hear this creature screech. A very guttural, almost bloody screech. With that, you quickly run your way out of the church. With that, where do you go next? Or should I say, where do you run?
So the crypt, it had an iron gate on it, right? Does it look like it's locked?
Oh, iron.
Yes, there's like a rusted-looking lock on it.
Fuck! Alright, I'm going back to the storehouse then.
Alright. Stalin is running off towards the storehouse. The rest of you follow?
Dallin is holding my
I'm
hand.
holding on to Alan, yeah.
In that case, Robert, do you follow?
Think so. Am I keeping up with them enough to see where they are when they get around the crypt, or do I lose track of them?
No, I'd say you can keep up.
Okay. Yes. Then yes, absolutely.
Alright. With that, you guys arrive at the storehouse. At this point, the mist is much closer.
Mistake.
You can see it at this point. It's at like the border of the manor.
I think we should go. I think we should go underground. Maybe get the others. But the way I see it, there's too many windows. If those things can climb, well, we know there's only 2 entrances or 1 entrance down. Maybe the cellar might be. Oh God. Maybe we can create a chokehold to the cellar.
Yeah. It sounds like a good plan.
Waiting it out. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Do we? And you can tell that the fact that Dallin is asking this question at all is like, it kind of bothers them that they're feeling the need to ask at all. But do we take the time to try to get the others, or do we pray that they're safe inside the Great Hall?
Oh, I think I need to test something.
Yeah.
I think I need to test merciful versus cruel.
Please do. Damn.
Ooh. Oh boy.
I don't think it's right to just abandon them. But I don't know. I don't know what's causing it.
Robert?
I think Lady Olwen is right. It would be dishonorable to leave them in there alone.
If we can't keep ourselves in the worst of situations, then... Okay, I'm with you. But as soon as we're sure, we make it here as quickly as possible, alright?
And I'll do a little squeeze in affirmation.
There's a nod from Robert.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
It should be fine.
Yeah. Hopefully my bitch ass hasn't doomed us all. Ooh, it would be nice.
Oh, that's a noise.
Alright, so you guys make your way.
Make my way back to the main hall, I guess.
Alright, as you do make your way to the main hall, the door is closed. And if you try and open it, you find that it doesn't open.
Everyone's fucking dead.
No. I told them to do this. Hello? It's Sir Dallin. Is anyone still alive in there?
With that for a moment, there is silence before you hear. Sir Dallin, this is Sir Amir. Give me one moment.
Okay.
You hear the sounds of
Ooh.
something being shifted out of the way. And then the door opens. As you do, you see that both this door and this door have been boarded up with just like chairs and tables that have just been pushed in the way. You guys can also hear coming from this door something banging up against it.
Nope.
Mm.
Actually, fuck these guys.
We're making a break for the storehouse. As far as we can tell, there's only one entrance down there, and, well, some of them can climb. So we're going to try to barricade ourselves down there for as long as we can.
Okay. Lady Enid seems to nod with that. Sir Amir, let us go. Alright. With that, they follow after you two.
Run!
Yeah.
Eh.
Robert will probably be last to go. Like, just making sure
Mhm.
that everyone gets out.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. Let's go. What's...
A go.
Oh, can I grab a candle from the kitchen? Are they still lit? No.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, there are candles in the Great Hall that are lit.
Great. I'm going to grab one of those too,
Grab
so that
one,
it's not just
yeah.
Robert. Yeah.
Alright.
All right. Let's go downstairs, please.
Alright, with that, you make your way back into the storehouse.
Dallin will take point this time too. I'd like to... Robert's been doing the heavy lifting on that one.
Alright, as you make your way through the storehouse and then down into the cellar. As you all make your way down there, it is extremely dark. Also, just as a note, the once lady of Delwan that was there before is gone.
That's fun.
The body of Sir Selwyn, or his corpse, is still there, though, headless.
Yeah. We solved that problem.
There might be one down there, so stay vigilant. I think if it kills you, you can come back, but is one of them.
I don't like that.
Must be the poison.
Or something.
Real committed to that. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, he's sticking into his guns. Alright, with that, you make your way down into the cellar. This is kind of a rather large, open wine cellar with a number of casks. However, to your chagrin, the casks do create many a shadow. And you find it very hard to kind of wander around trying to light every part of this. There is much to be feared in the darkness, after all. However, as you do make your way in, you can see what looks to be an area that's been loosely boarded up. That seems to lead into, like, a deeper part of this this cellar.
What the
Oh
hell?
no. So many priesties.
Did you know this was here?
And he turns to Lady Owen.
No, I've never come down the cellars myself. The servants haven't mentioned anything either.
Well, a stairway is a bad place to hold, so I say we keep going. Maybe we're lucky and this is a way out.
I don't. Or it's their way in.
Aye, that's a possibility.
Dallin takes a step forward anyway. Slowly still, but you know.
Are they still holding onto Owen's hand? Or not?
No, yeah, still holding on.
Okay, then she'll just
All right.
only let you go so far.
As you do kind of pry the boards off that are covering this part of the wall, you can see it seems to lead into like a tunnel. The tunnel itself slightly slopes downward, leading deeper into the darkness.
Alright.
I'm regretting going first now, but here we go.
You don't have to.
No, I ought to.
And she keeps going.
Oh, we'll follow.
And Robert would probably after the lady and Sir Amir. Keeping... Well, we're in the stairwell anyways. If it's a narrow corridor, then he's going to protect the other side.
Alright. With that, you make your way deeper down the tunnel. That's the word. Down the tunnel. As you make your way deeper and deeper, it almost seems to get colder.
It's not
The air itself grows more stale, as if there's not a lot of fresh air down here. Making your way through the darkness. Eventually, you reach a point where you can feel and see a little bit using your candles. The tunnel seems to widen as it leads into like a cavern of sorts.
I don't like this. This is wrong. This is all wrong.
I think we're in too deep now.
As you presumably make your way deeper in.
Dallin doesn't stop. I mean, I'm not going back to the fucking mansion.
You find that it does open up quite into a large cave. Itself, strangely enough, is slightly rounded at its walls, as if it was a sphere of sorts. As you look up, you can kind of see the roof of the cave, strangely rounded as well, almost too rounded to be natural. As well as you can barely make out what looks to be carvings made in the ceiling. If you would like, you guys can make either a folklore check or just a general awareness check.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. That's a success, baby.
Nice.
Yo.
All right.
As we get down here, I should note that Sir Robert, like once it opens up, will fold in with the others. Like now that we,
No more
Alright.
file.
Mm-hmm. All right. With the successful awareness, Dallin, though you don't know what they mean, you can definitely tell that the symbols on the ceiling seem to be pagan in nature. You recognize some of them, that like, Goratrix is like drawn in the dirt at some point, either before a battle or in some form like that.
Right.
They definitely mean something. What they mean exactly, you're not sure. As well, for those of you who make your way deeper into this kind of cavern. You can see a bit where the floor has been flattened and almost looks as if part of the stone has been slightly raised into a shape. As you get closer and kind of bring your light, it looks as if a stone pentagram has been raised in the stone, kind of sticking out slightly, carved into it, you would imagine. And at this point, at 3 of the points, items seem to have been left. One looks to be a wooden symbol of some kind, ancient, carved. Those of you who'd like can make... what role would this be? I think this would have to be... It'd be a religion pagan, yeah.
I have that. It's not
Oh.
great.
Make a roll.
Fucking pagans. How can we... Oh, well, you're barely a pagan. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not barely a pagan. I just don't really know what I'm like.
Yeah, you're a
worshipping, I
Gordrix
guess.
pagan. I get it.
Though you don't know what it is, you recognize it as a druidic symbol. What of you don't know, but it looks ancient. You don't know what it means, you just know it is of some importance to druids.
It's mysterious.
It's mysterious.
It's mystery of the
Mystery of
druids.
druids here. Druids, yeah.
Mm.
Can I...
At one of the other... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, you first. You might be answering my question.
One of the other points, there looks to be a femur of some kind, an old bone.
Mm-hmm.
And at one of the other points, there is a small stone sphere with a small carving on it.
Can I... First, is there anything besides us alive and moving in here?
Not as far as you can tell.
Okay. Am I close enough to make out what's the carving?
Yeah.
All in.
The carving on the stone?
Yes.
Alright. The spherical stone has a small carving that would require a folklore check.
Alright. I guess I'll get closer and make a folklore check. Holy shit!
Oh my god! Incredible.
Damn. Alright.
I have heard of this somehow.
It is essentially, you've heard stories of legend of rocks that have been imbued with some kind of power. It's pretty common. It's, a strong part of myth and legend, especially in the ancient pagan stories. But there is one specifically that comes to mind. A tale about a rock that has been imbued with the energies of another world. Sometimes they are representations of in ancient Roman stories, a rock from Hades has quite a lot of power and can sometimes be used as a link to another world. The same comes with pieces of rock that they supposedly believe are from hell itself. Legends like that are quite common. Usually they bear the symbol of the world that they are from.
I think I've seen this before.
Oh.
I think I saw it once in Summerland.
Really?
Owlin, have you seen something like this?
Oh?
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I roll a folklore.
You can if you'd like, yeah.
Yeah. No, not that I recall.
About this marking here.
And Dallin points to kind of one of the curves on the carving. It's kind of hard to make out in the dark.
I can't quite.
And as you get closer,
Oh no. Oh no, you fucker. I
Alan
hate
grabs
you.
your arm and slices your hand open with the sword.
I hate you so much.
All right.
What?
I'm sorry.
Why?
And Dallin flicks the sword so that the blood lands in the last spot.
All right. The blood lands on the final point of the pentagram. As you can see, a dull blue light begins to shine on the area, slowly beginning to fill up the rest of the pentagram.
I'm going to ask them not to hurt you. Any of you.
What?
Sir Amir, by this point, has drawn his blade, points it at you.
What is this?
You didn't... None of you saw what Merlin did. He marched hundreds of young boys into their graves for destiny, for some other person's destiny, for Uther's, for his own. But what of Edward's destiny? What of all the others?
I don't know who Edward is. I just want to. I want to go home.
I think
Just
Check on Rick.
Go ahead, Robert.
Robert steps forward and says, a little slow and late to the party on this. He says, Sir Dallin, this is your doing?
No. I am simply a knight. I serve. I just no longer serve Lord Uther. I am called a Knight of Dread.
And I'm going to roll my passion, just in case.
All right. What's his passion? Faith, Knight of Dread. That's a success, so you get a +10 to the rest of your roll.
Does Dallin's appearance change at all with this, or is it just kind of an intrinsic boost here?
It's an intrinsic boost. This is like an intrinsic reveal.
Yeah.
Dallin steps forward and goes, I promise it'll all make sense soon. The loss of the loss of life has been regrettable, but things are changing. They're changing, and in a minute, none of it's going to matter anymore. So please, lay down your weapons. Don't make this painful for anyone.
I don't
The
even
pentagram
like
continues. The pentagram continues to fill with the dull blue light, slowly moving across its points to each item. At this point, it has arrived at the orb, the stone orb.
I'm sorry, boy. It didn't have to be this way. He's gonna raise his mace towards Dallin.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Wait.
All right.
But if we're doing this, my name is Elizabeth.
Yeah, the sword's drawn.
It's gonna stun him a little bit.
What? All right.
All right.
I will say, as a note to you, Robert, sir, Emir is here, but he seems to be at this point mainly focused on protecting Enid.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah.
You could convince him otherwise, but that is his current focus.
I don't think Robert's in the right mindset for that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. In which case, you guys go to battle. It's time to cross blades.
It's time to cross blades.
All right. Robert raises his mace and moves to swing at Dallin.
Would you like to try to roll passion, buddy?
Well,
Probably.
Am I still in passion, Mark, or are you treating this as a separate?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I would say it's a separate scene at this point.
Okay. Then
It's been a while since you made that passion roll.
I didn't even remember that he did it.
Yeah, that's the only reason he's been acting with honor is because he.
Fight with honor.
You got a +5.
All right, I think that actually is going to make it an even fight.
He's rather even, yeah.
All right. Then I guess we can test that sword v mace, yeah?
Yup.
Indeed.
This is going to be quite a deadly one because neither of you guys are wearing armor.
No.
You're wearing shields. Mace hits.
Wow, that was with a +5 too. That's unfortunate.
2? You roll a 2? Is that your? Oh.
I think I rolled a 2. Yeah,
You rolled a 2.
That's a bummer.
Oof.
All right, roll them damage on me.
Roll
I
damage.
got no shield and no armor.
And then 1d6 on top of that.
1d6.
11.
Only
all right.
11
It's a
damage.
very
That
optimal
was
roll
about
for
as
you.
great as it
Yeah.
could be.
It's a glancing blow.
Yeah, how does that hit me here, Bob?
Mark, do you have an input on this? Or?
It's your character.
Yeah.
How do you? How would Robert swing his mace?
I think he swings it. He's probably dropped the. He's dropped the candle, and he doesn't have a shield to worry about right now. So I think this is coming at him two-handed, and it's kind of an overhand swing, and it probably connects with Dallin's sword, and then slides down it and hits him right on the arm, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or
And
Elizabeth, we should say.
There you go.
And
Now the reveal's there the second time.
yeah,
The second time.
Third time, really? I don't know.
this is non-canon. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
With that hit, if it does my con in damage, is that a major wound? Does it have to do over my con?
Over your con.
Over my con? Okay, so if he had done one more point to me, that would have done a major wound.
I believe that's correct. At least.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
That's what I'm going for. Fuck it.
All right.
I'm the GM. It's my story.
Yeah. Dallin reels back and kind of regains the stance, and you can tell already that first hit kind of crippled their fighting capacity. But they pull up through the pain and they charge you. So let's roll again.
Right. I will say at this point, the light has gone across to the femur.
I think for half a second, Robert's gonna notice that, and he's gonna just shout to Olwen because it's the only one he kind of knows well enough, and he's gonna say, "We have to stop this sorcery, whatever this is."
Right. And Owen will go over to it.
Don't do it, girl. I don't want to hurt you.
Will it hurt Uther?
Before I roll where I'm hitting my sword here, is Alan still making a move for it?
I think she asked you if it'll hurt Uther.
Oh.
Mhm.
I don't think Dallin's even thinking about Uther right now. I don't think they answer because that is not a question they were prepared to answer, and they're actively in a sword fight right now.
She's kind of not sure.
All right. Well, if they're not moving this turn, then I'm.
All right, we go back to battle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fighting swords. All right, here we go.
Let's see. Oh.
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 Yeah.
full damage. This is gonna be a heavy one.
No, my friend! I don't want to kill my friend! Why didn't you put your weapon down? 17 times 2.
Times 2. Yeah, he did. He has a total of 26 hit points, so he is dead.
No!
Yeah.
All right, then I'd say Dallin makes the motion to charge, and Robert gets another like two-handed swing ready, and Dallin's able to see it coming this time and ducks under it and just drives the sword right through, like all the way.
And he just hunches over on it right away.
I'm sorry. I promise you this won't be for nothing.
And the sword's out. But Dallin, like, if they can, kind of catches him so he doesn't fall hard on the ground and lowers him down.
He's a fairly heavy guy, so kind of...
I'm impassioned. Do I need to make a check?
No, I didn't mean it that way. I just meant, like, he falls pretty sandbaggish on
Yeah.
And starts to breathe.
It's all right. I promise. It's gonna be all right.
I don't understand.
I know, my friend.
Why? And then he just starts to go silent. His eyes go still.
And Dallin will close them. And Dallin kind of stands and, like, limps a little bit, and rolls their shoulder.
Goes, I ask you again to lay down your weapons. I promise no harm will come to you. You have my word.
What is it? What is it? What?
Dallin does not answer.
At this
Is this
point, the
okay?
light reaches the pagan symbol, druidic symbol.
Does
Can I go over to...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if Sir Emery has put down his sword or if he's sticking.
He still has it up, but he doesn't know what to do. He's kind of frozen.
Yeah.
That's pretty fair.
Well,
This shit's
well-
whack.
Owen's gonna
It's
kind
fucked
of
up.
like keeping eyes on Elizabeth is gonna just go over to like Robert or to her and just what are you're hunting your friends.
No,
Why?
I'm saving them.
No, you're not. You just killed him.
Oh.
You made us trust you, and I thought you were real nice for Salisbury.
The one I serve. Arwen. They're lord of the underworld. They've seen the destruction that Uther has brought in Logris. What the Saxons have brought. What the Picts have. And they've promised something better.
Underworld.
And the veil is weakest. So, today, I'm doing what I must. I promise you, and I understand how little value that has right now. But I promise you, you won't be hurt. You'll be protected.
How can you promise that? How do you know? How do you know that they're not gonna just turn on you? How do you know that it was... They're not just using you and your hate and everything you've lost.
And
You can still turn it around.
what's the Dallin looks over at the ritual. What's the progress like?
It is just about to reach the final point.
No. It's too late. We've gone too
It's
far.
not too late. It's not too late.
At which point the pentagram fills completely, glowing with its eerie blue light. Slowly begins to illuminate the cavern. You see the energy flow out from the star, up the walls, across the runes that have been carved. A lot of them carved as if like it was a path, channeling the energy towards the center roof of the room. With that, it begins to fill with light, as an energy opens up in the center of the pentagram. Almost like an orb that elongates. An eerie light that seems to pierce through into another world. A world of gray, of calm, of silence. As you stare into it, it does not look like a world of terror or of fear, but of calm, of nothing. As you look into it, it does nothing but fill your heart with a deep, deep dread. The truest of mortal fears. As you look in, it takes for a moment before a shadow leaps from it. A hound with red ears that moves about the room, watching all of you like a hunting dog on the prowl. Another one jumps forth to follow it, to cordon off the other side. And as you look deep into the portal, you can see a number of strange, dark, purplish almost looking figures with large talons, just like the one you saw before. An army of them that lies behind its gateway. But as quick as you can see that, another figure takes up the frame of this image, this portal. A giant of a man that steps through. A large furred boot of a man with almost bluish gray skin. He steps through as he wears a crown of bone upon his head.
Elizabeth kneels.
You see the man has slightly pointed ears, displaying an almost fayish nature. But his eyes are cold and blue, without emotion. Not joy, not sadness, not anger nor fear. But nothing. Nothing at all. Fear not what I bring, for I bring peace to this mortal chaos. Close your eyes and rest. Dream the sleep of the final sleep. For you will find peace in my realm, unlike any you have found in your own.
One's gonna look to Elizabeth.
Her head's down. She's like looking at the floor. She's knelt, in complete reverence. Faith 20, baby. This is her god.
You lied.
I didn't.
Do anything to you.
With that, the large, giant, almost figure moves forward towards you. It reaches out a hand. All of humanity has harmed this world with their invasion and hatred and bloodshed. I simply wish to see justice done. Be free, child. Free from the pains of mortality. And sleep once and for all.
Good night, everybody.
I think with that, in that moment of, well, the beginning of the end of the apocalypse in Logris, I think we'll end the session there.
Hey!
Thanks, Mark.
Fun stuff.
Fuck you. I hate you.
You're welcome.
Oh, not you. No, Mark, I love you. Liam, fuck you.
So yeah, that was a Night of Dread.
Yeah.
I can say this could have gone a multitude of different ways,
Mm-hmm.
but I think this was pretty damn dramatic.
I was trying so hard for so long to get you guys to go downstairs, but I knew I couldn't tip my hand. I knew I couldn't, I couldn't push it too hard.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think I wasn't. I didn't even consider the Dallin, like the portrayer in the party kind of thing. That was good. I also
Could have been a PC.
I like the face off at the end too. I think it added
Yeah,
something that
was
Robert
fun.
died at the end. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it was really weird for Olwen because she didn't know what the fuck to do. It was like,
It really could have gone either way too, because but with Dallin's bonus and with your bonus, we were dead even on. I think we rolled the same amount of dice for damage too. So I got real unlucky with that first roll, and then I got real lucky with that second roll.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very, very fun. Very good stuff.
So yeah. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed this special Halloween game. I'm hoping I'll be able to do more of this in the future in this weird apocalyptic Logris. But we'll see how that goes. For now, well, I guess might as well sign off.
Do
Wish
some
everyone a
outros?
good night and a happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Pretty lady got me killed.
I was.
All right. Why don't we start with the players, and then I'll wrap up for us in the end. Start with Bob. Start off first. Let's go.
Sure. Yeah, I'm Bob, and I run Pendragon on Sunday and Tuesdays with these fine people and more. Feel free to chime in, follow, like the Discord, join us, all that stuff, all the things that other people probably say better than me. We got some additional guests coming in the next couple of weeks, and we have our own Halloween special in Gathering of Branches on Tuesday. So come on in and join us.
Probably going to be less mean. I don't know. I can't speak for anything.
Well, yours is canon, so there's a far less likely that things are gonna go super whack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess with that, hi, I'm Rebecca. I was Owen, probably. I don't know. I think I'm gonna be sent to the realm of dreams, depending on how certain things go.
We call that the
I don't know.
Shadow Realm.
Yeah, it's interesting. I will be back on Tuesday as part of the Gathering of Branches Samhain episode. I'm really looking forward to that, and looking forward to giving Rickert some almond cakes.
Yes, the boy deserves those cakes. He's been
Yeah.
through so much.
Yeah, his ex-squire Kaio is a bitch to me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ex-knight.
I apologized.
Yeah, but you fucking lied to me.
On that note, hi everybody. I'm Liam. I was Sir Dallin / Elizabeth of Durnford. This might be my last Dallin outing for a little while, because Dallin's actually a prologue character. So if you want to find out Dallin's story, canon story, you can check that out on the YouTube. It's Ticking Time Bomb Gaming, and it's quite good. Yeah, I had a wonderful time. Join us next Sunday. I'll be back with Bob and our guest AP Gaming and the rest of the regular Sword of Victory crew. So please join us. And I'm going to pass it on to Mark, who's an excellent GM, and I'm super glad that he ran this.
Yeah.
Yay, thank you. With that, yes, hi, I have been Mark, your GM, Game Master for this spooky Halloween special. I had a lot of fun writing this and running this, and I have simply amazing players. Like, you guys are probably some of my favorite players I get to run. And yeah, check us out on the socials, on the YouTube channel and on the Twitch. Favorite us, like us, do all the things, and check out our Discord, our handy dandy Discord.
Yeah.
We got lots of cool shit on there, shit posting, stuff like that, and also links whenever we go live.
Yeah.
And yeah, as well as new updates and things and events going on. I've been Mark once again, and I would like to wish you all a very spooky Halloween.
Oh, it's officially
hear so. It's
Halloween.
officially
Happy
Halloween.
Halloween.
I was working in the lab late one night when my
I
eyes
stop it.
beheld
Stop your
an eerie sight.
And
And we're done.